Hi, I'm Bridget. I'm the SoFlo Flipper. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about everything related to reselling, like on online platforms like eBay. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what's sold on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and Etsy, because those are the platforms that I sell on using List Perfectly software to cross-post. And we're going to start off with what's sold on eBay. So with no further ado, let's get started. The first item that sold on eBay was a Massimo Supply Company women's t-shirt, dark pink v-neck, new without tags, size extra small. I purchased this in a locker buyout where I got lots of items. So my cost is about 10 cents for this t-shirt, and I took a best offer of $5, and it took 2 months to sell. The next item is a Versace Rosenthal Medusa Luminaire Petrol Blue Grappa wine glass, 8.5 inches. And the picture that I put up for you is basically the stem of the glass, because I wanted to show you the Medusa, and that's what caught my eye when I purchased this at a Goodwill, which I paid $3.50 for, and it sold for $89. I took a best offers, and it took, did I say, 2 months to sell. So that was a great buy, a great sell as well. The next item is a LuLaRoe Julia new with tags dress, multicolor, geometric print, size large, where I purchased this in a big LuLaRoe new with tags lot from somebody on offer up for about $1 in on this dress, and I took a best offer of $10, and it took 11 months to sell. Although I done really well with this lot because I bought it a long time ago, and I've made my money back 2 times over or more. I wouldn't recommend buying LuLaRoe because it's just not popular anymore. Although, I keep selling the items. It's just not for a lot of money. Next item is a pair of Brooks Women's Ghost 14 women's running shoes, size 10.5, gray and pink. I paid $7.50 at a Goodwill, and they sold for $28 in 10 days. So they sold quick and for okay money. That's kind of how Brooks are. You have to check the model number. Some of them are more bread and butter like these, and others can go for really great money. So make sure you check your model number on your buy. The next item is a pair of Merrell men's Trail Glove 5 running shoes, size 9.5, brown minimal. And I bought these at Goodwill. I bought a whole lot of Merrell shoes at one time in Goodwill. And you'll see several of them today. And I paid $7.50, and these sold for $39.99, which was a best offer that I took, and they sold in 4 days. The next item that I sold was a new with tags black Toomey modernist leather ultimate travel organizer passport wallet with box. This I purchased at a yard sale, and the yard sale was primarily women's items like purses and some jewelry and other accessories. And I felt everything was way too overpriced for me to make a profit for reselling anyway. And the items were not in that great a condition. So I was really surprised to find this Toomey item, which is kind of more of a men's item. And I think that maybe she wasn't familiar with the brand because it wasn't hers, or I'm not sure, but it seemed like the only well-priced thing at the yard sale. So I was a lucky find at $5 is what I paid. And I took a best offer of $116, and it took 3 weeks to sell. And just to cut in for a minute, I do want to mention that all of the prices that I'm giving you are what the buyer paid, but they're paying also for shipping. So I always charge the buyers for shipping. The next item is a BG Maxa Zero white ruffle sleeve dress, size small. And I put $240, which was the retail on that dress. And this item was given to me by a friend when she gave me a bag of clothes she wanted to get rid of. So it was free to me. And I took a best offer of $25. It took a little over 3 months to sell. The next item is a Guess pink sleeveless tiger print bodycon dress, size extra small. I bought this at a local thrift shop and I paid $3.50, and I took a best offer of $19.50, and it took about 11 months. So a lot of clothing items from back when I used to do mainly clothing. The next item is a gold tone cat in a red stocking with green holly, pin, or brooch. So I bought an online auction lot of Christmas brooches, and this is one of those items. I'm about $1 in per piece, and I took a best offer of $5 for this little pin because it was one of the pins without a brand name to it, and it had been up for about a year and 5 months. But I'm happy to have it go out the door, and it shows that you can sell Christmas stuff year round. So don't hang on to all your Christmas stuff at Christmas time. You won't have time to put it all on eBay along with everything else that you're going to want to put up for sale at Christmas time. Anyway, let's move on to the next item, which is some Nike Air Force One low AF1 triple white US men's size 12 shoes. And these have been up for 2 years and 2 months. I'm not really sure why, because they were in excellent condition. I paid $7.50 at Goodwill, and they sold for $41. So not a bad sell, but certainly would like to see certainly would like to see things move quicker than that. The next item is another pair of Merrells. This was new Merrell men's trail glove and athletic men's shoes, size 9.5, Vibram soles. Another Goodwill buy at $7.50, and these sold for $60. I took a best offer, and they sold in 3 days. And the next item was a New Era Puerto Rico red baseball PR 3D embroidered flag, size 7 and 5/8. And if you notice in my title, I didn't use the word hat. So I was very lucky that this was even found and sold. Somebody must have been looking specifically for a Puerto Rico baseball cap. But because it sold in 6 days, which is really quick, I paid $2.25 at a local thrift, and it sold for, I took a best offer for $14. And the next item was a vintage Busilla Romantic Roses napkin stamped cross-stitch kit, new set of 4. This took a year and 2 months to sell, but I did buy a whole lot of these different floral napkin kits, and I believe this is the last one to sell. So they've been selling throughout this time period, and I'm $2 in per kit, and I took a best offer of 10. Some of the other kits, even the same ones, sold, as far as much as $16 to $18. But I took the best offer of 10 because I'm just ready to move them, and I'd already made my money back. The next item was Madison and Max women's medium intimate black and pink floral nightgown. And this has been up for 2.5 years, but it finally sold, and I have $2 into it from a local thrift store, and I took a best offer of $10.39. Another example of really why I don't do all clothes. The clothes are great to do, but you really need to watch your brands and um, how quickly they're selling, so you don't get stuck with a lot of clothes like I have that are kind of no branded or not as popular brands or low value brands that just take forever. They do eventually sell, but they take a long time sometimes. The next item is a U.S. Polo Association men's black polo shirt, short sleeve, size extra large. Um, Another example of a slow moving brand, but this was in a donation bag of clothes that someone gave to me, so I don't have any money into it. Took 11 months to sell, and I took a best offer of $863. And the last item on eBay is a pair of Vans Sketchy Tank X is the brand, Pro Classic black and white canvas high top shoes, men's size 9. Um, I bought these at an online auction where I was able to pick it up, so I had no shipping in it, for $10. I sold them for $48, which was full asking price, and they sold in 7 days. So they were a quick sell. I do really well with shoes. Okay, so that's it for eBay. So let's move on to Mercari. I had a few sales with Mercari. The first one being another pair of the Merrells that I bought at Goodwill. So these were Merrell Moab 2 Vent women's hiking shoes with vibrant soles, size 9. I paid $750 for these shoes at Goodwill. They took 2 days to sell, and I took a best offer of $33.75. So I was happy with that. The next item was a vintage clear glass animal sea seal candy or garnish dish. And this took 2.5 years to sell. I paid $4 at a local thrift shop, and I took a best offer of $17. So not my best purchase right there. The last item on Mercari to sell was a Monorino poncho cape, size large, batwing, hooded, blue, tunic, lace, boho, women's. It's a lot. I just filled it with a lot of keywords because it was very hard to describe. So I was trying to think of how somebody would run into this cape, which is made out of like blouse material. It has lace and a hood. It's kind of a very unusual item. But anyway, I got this at a local thrift shop. I paid $3 for it. It sold in 3 months for $18. So that's okay. Next, we will move on to Poshmark. I had a few sales from Poshmark. The first one being these dolls, Disney movie Frozen Anna and Elsa baby dolls. Soft body, 12-inch. And these were given to me. Someone gave me a bunch of toys. And so I have no money in, and I sold them for $19. And they took 1 month to sell. Those were actually in one of my death pile bins that I opened and listed. And that was on one of my first videos. And I've only been doing videos for about a month and a half. So brand new to YouTube. I think it was my second video. And I was sourcing through my death pile. So those are $2 from there. The next item is a pair of Hoka Ironman Clayton 2 women's pink and teal sneakers, size 9.5. These I got from Goodwill for $7.50. And they sold for full price, I believe, for $50. And they sold in 8 days. So that was a very good sell. That's about how that's my favorite thing about selling shoes is if you can keep them, or if you can buy, when I buy them, let me be clear. If I buy them at Goodwill, they're usually $9.99 and I get 25% off. So they end up being $7.50 for me. And if I can buy shoes that sell for around this $50 mark, that's the point I like to be at. And that's what I hunt for when I'm looking at shoes. Sometimes they're a little less, sometimes they're a little more, but my goal is always a $50 turnaround. The next item is a vintage Gottinger Crystal Legend votive candle holder, ruby red and clear, 3.5 inch. I sourced this at a local thrift shop for $2, and it sold for $16 in 3 months. A little bread and butter. The last Poshmark item is a lot of 2 vintage bronze brass standing frogs lily pad candle holders, candlesticks. The pair of them I purchased at a local thrift shop. I paid $10 and they sold for $64 in 5 months. So it was a little long tail, but I was certainly happy with the dollar amount. That's a good sell. And lastly is Etsy. So I just had a couple sales on Etsy this week. And the first one is a vintage Anchor Hawking oyster and pearl ruby red 13.5-inch radiance pattern platter. I paid $6 at a local thrift shop and I sold it for $30. That my favorite thing about Etsy, even though you can allow people to send you offers, I rarely have anyone ask to for an offer. They usually just pay the full price. And that took 2 months to sell. And then the last item I have, which is on Etsy, is a pair of vintage Lot of 5 multicolored shot liqueur cordial glasses with clear stems, 2.5 inches. And I got these. Actually, I got these in a bowl that I wanted to purchase, a Murano hand painted bowl. And it was kind of a wide lip bowl. And inside the bowl, they put these cordial glasses in the bowl and then taped it up, and they were selling it as a lot, even though these cordial glasses had nothing to do with the bowl. So I kind of figure they're kind of a freebie in a way, because I really bought the item for the bowl because that's where the real profit will be. So I guess you could say I'm no money into these, and they sold for $16, and they actually sold really quick in 5 days. So I can't complain at all. And so for the total for the week, that's $783.27 in sales. And like I said, the buyers pay for shipping. So that's a pretty low number for the week. But what I did want to mention with you guys and share with you guys is when I look overall at what sold is all the low dollar items were things that I had purchased a long time ago, and it's older inventory. And all the higher dollar, the better sells were items that I just recently posted. They're selling really quick and they're selling for a lot higher dollars. So that's an adjustment that I've made at looking at what is selling and how quickly it's selling and what it's selling for by analyzing my business and taking a divot and making sure that I'm checking the sell-through rates and what they're selling for, because trends change constantly, the market's changing, and you've got to keep up with those trends in order to especially if you're trying to increase your revenue, you're trying to be smarter than what you were doing. And of course, that's the goal. That's all we're trying to do is make money when we're reselling. So I'm really happy about how quickly the things are selling, the things that I'm sourcing today. And I'm really happy about what they're selling for. So if I can get my listings up to speed, and as the market changed, because May is kind of a slow time of year also, it's actually a good news story for me, even though the dollar amount is really low, because I'm looking at the trend and the long term, and I heading in the right direction. So I just got to keep my eyes and ears open, and you know, my understanding of the market, and keep doing my research, because remember, all the money is made on the buy. But anyway, thanks for joining me today. And please like, and most importantly, subscribe if you would like more content like this. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.